Hey all, TC here, the Kirkham Report, and this is a contest entry for Steve over at All the World's a Stage. Discovered his channel thanks to the many contest entries that are happening for the contest he's having to celebrate 250 subs. Steve, congratulations. I'm checking out your site, going through some of the stuff, really like some of it. I'll be commenting on some of it in the next couple of days, but I wanted to get this in before I forget about it again, because I have so much going on, it's hard to do. This is one I love the idea of, and it's basically talking about your very first concert experience. So I'm gonna add that here. I'm gonna add a caveat. I'm not going to give my first concert experience, because the first two things, that first act I ever went to see, I got dragged to by my mom and my stepdad. I didn't want to be there, so I'm not talking about that one. That was Loretta Lynn. I'm going to, and back in 1973 or 74, I'm going to talk about the first concert I went to, the one I wanted to go to. And so that's technically what I consider my first concert. The first act I ever saw in concert was Styx. They were really hot at the time. They were coming off the Grand Illusion, and they were really, really incredible. The opening act was a band, I believe it was called The Strand. Nothing ever happened out of them. The opening act wasn't that great. I saw them at the Spokane Coliseum, now late lamented, in Spokane, Washington, in April 1979. It was I had just turned 16, and I got the concert tickets for my 16th birthday. My mom paid $18, I think, for it was general admission. So she got a friend to pick up a ticket for me so I could go to my first concert. It was an absolute blast. They were touring in support of the Pieces of Eight tour. Renegade and Fooling Yourself were the most popular songs on the album at that point. It was really terrific. I went by myself. That was an experience, because I'd never been to a rock concert before. And I found my way up to the seats. I didn't want to stand in the pit above the stage where I had good sight and could sit there and watch everybody drinking and smoking and doing everything they shouldn't be or weren't supposed to be doing in the Coliseum, but they were still doing it. And got to see a really, really fantastic concert. I've loved Styx since Grand Illusion came out, and seeing them in concert helped make that experience really fantastic. It was interesting watching by myself, because I'd never been to anything like that before. I think the biggest memory I have was somebody pulling opening their zipper and unbuttoning their pants and pulling out a leather flask bag out of their pants that had whiskey in it, and they were pouring it into their drinks. I'm sitting there laughing my ass off. It was an interesting experience, and the show was phenomenally good. As I said, the ticket price I think was either $15 or $18, and I got it for free. My mom gave it to me as my 16th birthday present, and I always will love her for that, because she wasn't a huge fan of Styx. She knew the songs, because I had both albums by the time the concert came along, Grand Illusion and Pieces of Eight. I loved their music, and but she wasn't that big of a fan. She didn't mind Come Sail Away, but the rest of the stuff was kind of out of her wheelhouse, so to speak. I'm just looking at the tracks on this album and trying to remember. I don't think they performed everything on the album. I do remember the electricity that went through the room when Renegade started. I'm a huge fan of Styx, but I have stayed a Tommy Shaw fan my entire life. Solo stuff, his work with Damn Yankees, his work with Shaw Blades. I love his voice. I love his songwriting. He just writes incredible music, and I got some of the earlier Styx albums that are more proggy, and I like those too. And John Krolewski was fantastic on lead guitar, but I'll take Tommy Shaw over John anytime. They were terrific. This album had singles for Blue Collar Man, Renegade, and Sing for the Day. The biggest hit of which I think Renegade just beat out Blue Collar Man on the chart. I'd have to look up for sure, but anyway, so spring, April 1979, Styx and the Strand at the Spokane Coliseum in Spokane, Washington. Steve, congratulations on hitting 250 subs, and I hope you get a lot further, and I hope you enjoy my video. And I hope you'll check out my channel over here at TKR Video Central. See y'all later. Ciao, baby.